guess who's back? Back again. Mikey's back. Tell a friend. Hey, everybody, here with another video for you guys today. And today we're going to be doing a re-simulation of the year 1920 in the heavyweight division. But before I go any further, let me just say, if you like this video, any of the videos on the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. And let's do a re-simulation of 1920 after the intro coming in now.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
America! Demand your...
MJP!
I want
MJP!
I want my
MJP!
I want my...
MJP!
Call your cable company and say I want my...
MJP! As a huge boxing fan, I myself want to get to the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But we have to start somewhere. And in order to develop a good history that other fighters can come along to, break the records and everything. So we're going to start in 1920, but we're going to take a few liberties. It's not going to be an exact replica of 1920. It's just going to be kind of a superstar best of scenario where we're going to take some of the best fighters from all the early eras up until 1920. All have an opportunity to be represented here. So we're going to look at the year 1920 as if it is year zero, essentially. And we're going to be including all the best fighters up until that particular time. But unfortunately, I am dealing with the limitations of the roster size of the game Fight Night Champion in order to pull this off, so everybody can't get included. So now let's take a look at the fighters that will be here in 1920, and we're going to start with the very first heavyweight champion of the world, John L. Sullivan. He was the first real heavyweight champion of the world. Can he replicate that feat in this simulation? Only time will tell, but he's definitely one of the fighters to be watching early on here in 1920, John L. Sullivan. And next up, we're going to take a look at Jack Johnson. He became the first African-American heavyweight champion and is going to be looking to duplicate that feat here in the simulation. So let's see if Jack Johnson can repeat his real life historical significance and become heavyweight champion once again in the simulation. He will have one of the best chances to do it. He is definitely one of the front runners early on here as well. And next up, we have the Manasseh Mauler Jack Dempsey. And in real life, he becomes the most popular boxer of the decade of the 1920s and is just known for his ruthless aggression and hard hitting. So he's definitely one of the hardest hitting heavyweights we're going to see here in the division this decade. And so let's see if Jack Dempsey can actually become heavyweight champion in this simulation like he did in real life. But to also help fill out the roster, I have included Dwight Cooper, who is a fighter that is in Fight Night Champion. He is part of the Champion Story Mode. He's a fighter that is available there. So I included a lot of those fighters to help fill out the roster and everything for all these different eras. But that was not enough. I also had to include a couple of fighters that I just kind of created to again help bolster the roster for some of these earlier eras so it can be a little bit more competitive, so it's just not the fighters we know fighting each other non-stop. You have to be able to mix it up as well. But that wasn't enough. I also wanted to include these fighters from other popular places like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and other Punch-Out games. And Bald Bull was one that I am including here in the 1920s. So he is also going to be one of the hardest hitting fighters out there, so watch out for him. joining Bald Bull from Punch Out lore will be none other than King Hippo, and he is also going to be one of the hardest hitting heavyweights here in the division. So all the fighters need to be on the lookout for King Hippo. He can definitely drop the hammer when need be and deliver a knockout blow. And also from Punch-Out, we have none other than Don Flamingo. He is known for his uppercuts and wooing the ladies, and he is going to be bringing his boxing style with his unique grace and uppercuts here to the division to see if he can get his shot at the heavyweight championship. And last but not least, also from Punch-Out comes Von Kaiser. I included him here in the 1920s as well, and so he's going to be another fighter to help bolster out the roster. And he's definitely not a top title contender, but you know, he'll be here nonetheless. Von Kaiser. And our first fight is the inaugural heavyweight championship fight between John L. Sullivan and Jack Johnson. What two better fighters to duke it out to decide who will become the first heavyweight champion of the world? John Sullivan comes in at a record of 30-0 with 22 knockouts, so he is an undefeated fighter. And coming across the ring from him is Jack Johnson at 35-0 with 30 big wins by knockout. This is anybody's fight, a real pick'em. And we're going to move ahead to the second round to check out some action. And here you can see Jack Johnson coming in, and John L. Sullivan with the big right hand and knocks Johnson down. First time in his career, Jack Johnson has been knocked down to the canvas. Can he get up? He gets up at 4. We move ahead to the third round now for some more action. And here, another big shot by John Sullivan. He goes to the stomach and down goes Johnson again. Here's the shot to the body. After the big uppercut earlier hurt Jack Johnson, and down he goes. And the ref gets counting once again. And once again, Jack Johnson rises to his feet. We move ahead now in the action to the fourth round. Johnson trying to get a shot in, and a massive left hand by John L. Sullivan just completely obliterates Jack Johnson, sending him down. The ref has seen enough, and the fight is called. That is it. John L. Sullivan is your winner by knockout, becoming the first ever heavyweight champion of the world. Just like in reality, John L. Sullivan is still the very first heavyweight champion here in our simulation. So congratulations to him, and so far so good. The who is the champion is supposed to be, and we can get a look at the judges' scorecards. And John L. Sullivan won all 3 rounds pretty convincingly ahead on the scorecard before landing the huge knockout. Just like in reality, John L. Sullivan becomes the first heavyweight champion, and let's see how well he can defend his title. Next up, we have Bald Bull versus King Hippo in a punch-out, fantastic fantasy matchup. And we have Bald Bull here at a record of 34-4 with 29 KOs, just like he has in the game itself. And standing across the ring from him, we have none other than King Hippo with a record of 8-10-9 with 18 big wins by knockout. And now here in the first round, a big right hand by Bald Bull sends King Hippo back. but Bald Bull is unable to get him down, and now we're going to move ahead in the action to the second round. And there, a big right hand by Hippo sends Bald Bull on his back feet. He goes back against the ropes, and there, King Hippo gets him down. He stood up to the bull charge, gets him in the gut, and down goes Bald Bull. And there, the ref begins the count, and he's able to get back up to his feet. And now we're going to move ahead in the action to the third round. And here we see King Hippo misses with the shot, and a huge right hand by Bald Bull sends King Hippo down to the canvas. And there, the ref begins the count, and King Hippo is able to get back to his feet at 5. And here the action continues, and then another huge right hand by Bald Bull sends King Hippo down once again. Just a huge right hand there. And the referee has seen enough. He calls the fight, and that is it for King Hippo. He loses this one by knockout to Bald Bull. And that is a huge knockout victory for Bald Bull. So Bald Bull puts the entire heavyweight division on notice with this huge knockout of King Hippo. And now we move on to the next bout, and we have Don Flamingo versus Von Kaiser in another punch-out-tastic fantasy matchup. And here we have Don Flamingo with a record of 22-3 with 9 KOs. Again, exactly like he has in the punch-out games. And standing across from him is Von Kaiser with a record of 23-13 with 10 knockouts, just like in Punch-Out.
Kuckuck, Kuckuck, deine Stunde hat geschlagen.
And now we're going to move ahead to the fourth round here for some action. And here we see both men going back and forth, and a big right hand from Von Kaiser sends Don Flamingo down. What a shot. Flamingo didn't see it coming. The ref begins the count, and Flamingo gets back up to the count of 5. We move ahead to the fifth round now for some more action. And here we see another big right hand from Von Kaiser. He comes in, and Don Flamingo goes down to a body shot. See this body shot, left hand body shot right there, gets in under the guard, and down goes Flamingo. And the ref has seen enough, and he calls it. Big upset win for Von Kaiser. Huge win for him, putting the division on notice. He's not just going to be a punching bag for some of these fighters. They got to bring their A game if they want to get in the ring with Von Kaiser here. And there's a look at the judges' scorecards. And with Von Kaiser getting the 5th round knockout, but Flamingo really only won the 3rd round according to the judges' scorecards. And now we move ahead here to Jack Dempsey versus Dwight Cooper. And this is a big one to see what the Manasseh Mauler can pull off. And Jack Dempsey comes in with a record of 25-0 with 23 knockouts. He is considered the hardest hitting heavyweight here in the division. Standing across from him is Dwight Cooper with a record of 33-7 with 20 big wins by knockout. So this will be a big test for the Manasseh Mauler to see if he can get past Dwight Cooper. And now we're going to move ahead to the 2nd round here. And there you can see Jack Dempsey coming in, trying to land the big shot. And there he does a big right hand and knocks Dwight Cooper back. He comes in trying to land the haymaker. But Dwight Cooper's defenses seem to be holding up here during this exchange, and he's being able to hold off the Manasseh Mauler here so far here in the fight. Ooh, and a big comeback. Jack didn't see it coming. What a right hand by Dwight Cooper, and knocks Jack Dempsey down. For the first time in his career, he's feeling the canvas. The ref begins his count, and he gets his back to his feet by the count of 5. He comes back in looking for another haymaker, and he lands a big right hand of his own and knocks Dwight Cooper back, gets him up against the ropes, looking to get the knockout. Can he land the big shot? Dwight Cooper seems to be able to fend him off again, and then we move ahead now to the 3rd round for some more action. And here, Dwight Cooper gets Jack Dempsey up against the rope. Dempsey's fighting his way off, and a huge right hand by Dwight Cooper knocks Jack Dempsey down once again. Things are not going his way here in this fight. This could be a big upset if Dwight Cooper can upset the up-and-coming Jack Dempsey. Dempsey rises to his feet, comes back at him, looking to land some big shots. And another big left hand from Dwight Cooper, and he goes to Jack Dempsey's body, and down he goes again. It's not looking good for the Manasseh Mauler. How is he going to come back from this one? This could be a big upset here in the making. The undefeated Jack Dempsey could be looking at his first loss. And there the ref begins the count, and it's taken all the way to the count of 9. We move ahead now to the 5th round. Jack Dempsey's barely hanging on, trying to come back, and there he gets rocked again, just holding on for dear life. We don't even know what's holding him up at this point, barely being able to survive, just trying to hold on any way that he can, and he lands a massive body shot, and down goes Dwight Cooper. So there the tides have turned from this massive body shot by Jack Dempsey, knocking Dwight Cooper down. And now can Dwight Cooper rise as the ref counts? He gets back up at 4. And we move ahead to the 6th round. We got a heck of a fight going here, folks. Jack Dempsey's coming in, bobbing and weaving, trying to land the big shot. Massive left uppercut, just absolutely destroys Dwight Cooper. One massive blow, and that is it. The ref has seen enough, and Jack Dempsey gets the huge come from behind knockout after being down multiple times in this fight to rise up on the canvas and deliver such a massive knockout. Talks about his heart, determination, and his punching power. What a performance from the undefeated Jack Dempsey here in this one. What a fight. Let's take a look at the judges' scorecards, and you can see Dwight Cooper was winning every round really convincingly. So what a masterful come-from-behind win for Jack Dempsey here. And now we move on to the next fight, and here we have Joppy versus Frank Fletcher, a couple of created fighters here in the division. And Joppy comes in with a record of 15-1 with 14 knockouts. So he's a solid up-and-coming fighter as well. Standing across the ring from him is Frank Fletcher with a record of 19-2 with 16 big wins by knockout. And he is the biggest fighter in the division right now, standing 6'5", and he's also a southpaw. And here in the first round, he lands a big left hand and sends Joppy down to the canvas. Can Joppy get up from the big left hand from Frank Fletcher? And he is able to rise to his feet, the count of 5. And we move ahead now to the 4th round. So moved ahead quite a bit here in the action. The two going back and forth, and a huge left hook by Frank Fletcher, and then a straight shot to the body, and down goes Joppy again for the second time here in this fight. It's not looking good for him. The big southpaw Frank Fletcher looks to be too much for Joe Joppy, but he gets up, and we will move ahead now to the 6th round for some more action. And here, a huge left hand by Frank Fletcher rocks Joe Joppy. He tries to back up, looking to get to the ropes. Frank Fletcher's coming in, trying to get another huge uppercut, and his left hand puts Joe Joppy down once again. And that's got to be it, folks. There's no way he can continue after this beating here he's received tonight. And the ref begins the count. And here he's trying to anything he can to rise up to his feet. And he gets all the way up to 9 and does make it back up. And there he comes. What determination. But that's it. Another huge shot. And we move on to round 7. There's no way Joe Joppy can come back in this one. And Frank Fletcher's coming out at the beginning of the round and just delivers a huge left hook. And that is it. There's no way this fight can continue after that. What a huge shot. And the ref has seen enough, and he calls the fight. Joe Joppy has been knocked out. Frank Fletcher is your winner by huge knockout fashion. So he's definitely a fighter here in the division to watch as well. Being 6'5" and a southpaw, he creates a mismatch for any fighter he stands in the ring with. So he's definitely somebody to be on the lookout for. And we get a look at the scorecards. And Frank Fletcher was winning every round pretty convincingly and just running away with this fight. So huge win for him. And now we're going to move ahead as we get our next championship match. And here, John L. Sullivan's going to put his heavyweight championship on the line against Bald Bull. And here Bald Bull comes in as the challenger with a record of 35-4 with 30 big wins by knockout. But he is the #1 contender in this one. And standing across the ring from him is the heavyweight champion of the world, John L. Sullivan, with a record of 31-0 with 23 wins by knockout. And here we come out in the first round, and John L. Sullivan lands a huge left hand and then hits Bald Bull in the body. Big uppercut there. Look at that shot. And down goes Bald Bull. What a left uppercut by John L. Sullivan here in the first round. Bald Bull's able to rise to his feet, and we move on to round 2 now. And here we see John L. Sullivan getting Bald Bull against the ropes, and Bull lands a huge left hook and backs the champion up. And here's the first time the champ has been in trouble since winning the title. And now we move ahead to round 3 for some more action. And here another huge left uppercut by Bald Bull rocks the champion, moves him back. Bald Bull trying to come in to get the knockdown, but he just can't do it. And we move ahead now to the 5th round. And Sullivan gets a huge right hand and knocks Bald Bull down with one shot. There it is. Straight away. Bald Bull didn't see it coming. It's the ones you don't see that hurt the most. And down goes Bald Bull. For the second time here in this fight, he gets to his feet at the count of 5. And then there's John L. Sullivan comes back, and a huge right hand absolutely crushes Bald Bull. Just absolutely obliterates him there with that right hook, knocks him down like a sack of potatoes, and the ref begins the count again, and Bald Bull's fighting to get to his feet. Count of 8, 9, gets to back up, and here comes Sullivan again. Bull's in the corner, just barely holding on, and here comes the champ. And there's another big right hand, and down goes Bald Bull once again. And this has got to be it. There's no way this can continue after that. The champ is defending his title, and the ref calls it. That is it. Bald Bull gets knocked out, and John L. Sullivan retains the heavyweight champion and is looking to be a legit champion and a force to be reckoned with here in the division. The way he dispatched Bald Bull, who's considered one of the biggest, meanest, toughest fighters in the division, means that John L. Sullivan is here to stay, and everybody in the division better be on notice. If you're coming for the champion, you gotta bring your A game. And it's gonna look at the judges' scorecards, and Bald Bull was winning the majority of the rounds on the scorecards, but it just wasn't enough. Our champion just had too much boxing skill and just outclassed and outperformed Bald Bull in this one, and is able to get the huge knockout victory. And there, John L. Sullivan gets his first title defense and remains champion, and is a huge celebrity all throughout the time. Everybody wants to be like John. And next up, we have Jack Johnson going up against Von Kaiser. Jack Johnson comes in with a record of 35-1 with 30 wins by knockout. His only loss being against the champion John L. Sullivan. And standing across from him is Von Kaiser with a record of 24-13 with 11 wins by knockout. But he's the underdog.
Ich bin eine Kampfmaschine. Mein Name von Kaiser.
And here we're going to move ahead to the second round for some action. And here, Von Kaiser's trying to land the big shot, and a big right hand by Jack Johnson gets him, and the body shot sends Von Kaiser down to the mat. Big body shot there, and down goes Von Kaiser. And the ref begins the count. See if Von Kaiser raises to his feet, and now we'll move ahead to the third round. And here, a huge left uppercut by Jack Johnson just obliterates Von Kaiser, absolutely destroys him, and just punishing him the whole way down. The ref begins the count. Von Kaiser is able to get back to his feet, the count of 6. We move ahead to the 6th round now, and here, Von Kaiser gets obliterated by another right hand by Jack Johnson. Big right hand right there, right on the cheekbone. Just obliterates Von Kaiser. Down he goes. The ref has seen enough. He calls it off. And that is it. He has been knocked out. And Jack Johnson gets the easy knockout win over Von Kaiser here in this one. Absolutely obliterating him. Not even close here. Good win, but kind of an easy win, kind of a tune-up win after the loss he suffered against John L. Sullivan. There on the scorecard, you can see Jack Johnson was running away with it easily here in this one. Was just outboxing and outpowering Von Kaiser here in this match. And now we move on to our next bout, and we have King Hippo versus Don Flamingo. A couple of punch-out megastars going at it here. And King Hippo comes with a record of 18-10 with 18 wins by knockout, but he did lose in his last fight against Bald Bull. And then standing across from him, we have Don Flamingo with a record of 22-4 with 9 wins by knockout, who also lost in his last match against Von Kaiser. Now we move ahead to the 5th round. And there you can see a big right hand from King Hippo, and down goes Don Flamingo. What a shot. Overhand right by King Hippo, and just sends Don Flamingo down to the canvas. The ref begins the count there. Don Flamingo is able to raise to his feet at 5, and now we're going to move ahead to the 10th round and this very close and competitive bout, as both men are running on fumes, and a big body shot by King Hippo sends Don Flamingo down. Both men are just barely hanging on at this point, just trying to survive. And what was a brutal match, the ref has seen enough and he calls it there. That is it. Don Flamingo loses again. And King Hippo picks up the victories. We get a look at the scorecards. There, King Hippo was running away on all the judges' scorecards, so it wasn't all that close. Big win for Hippo. And now we're going to move ahead again, see Jack Dempsey going up against Frank Fletcher. This will be a big test for both of these fighters to see who could potentially get a shot at the title here in the near future. Dempsey comes with a record of 26-0 with 24 wins by knockout. Frank Fletcher comes with a record of 20-2 with 17 big wins by way of knockout. And as I said, this will be a good heavyweight eliminator match, and we move ahead to round 2, and there a huge left uppercut by Frank Fletcher just absolutely destroys Jack Dempsey, and down he goes for the first time in the fight. He's going to have to pick himself up off the canvas just like he did in the last fight. And there he gets up and he's still swinging. And another huge uppercut by Frank Fletcher, just sending Dempsey back. He's barely hanging on, trying to do what he can do to survive. And down he goes with another big left hand. The southpaw jinx is giving Jack Dempsey trouble here in this one for sure. And he gets back up and comes back at Frank Fletcher and is able to land a big right hand and hurt Frank Fletcher for the first time in the fight. Fletcher's up against the ropes and Manasseh Mahler's trying all he can do to land the big shot, but that wasn't enough. And now we move ahead into the 5th round. And you can see Frank Fletcher's trying to land a big shot as is. And there's a huge left hand by Frank Fletcher. That uppercut, the southpaw jinx. Jack Dempsey hasn't been able to do anything with it here in this one. And that is it. The ref has seen enough and he calls it there. And Frank Fletcher gets the huge knockout victory over the undefeated Jack Dempsey here in this one. This is a huge upset victory for Frank Fletcher, who came in as the 2-1 underdog over the undefeated Jack Dempsey, who is considered to be a rising talent here in the division. Get a look at the scorecards, and even on the scorecards, it wasn't even close. Frank Fletcher absolutely dominated Jack Dempsey here in this one. And now we're going to move ahead to the next bout, and it's a championship match. And here we will see John L. Sullivan put his heavyweight title on the line against Dwight Cooper. Dwight Cooper comes in with a record of 33-8 with 20 wins by knockout. His last bout being a knockout loss to Jack Dempsey here. A little bit of a controversial pick to get a title shot here. But nonetheless, here is Dwight Cooper getting his opportunity at the title. And standing across from him is our undefeated heavyweight champion with a record of 32-0 with 24 knockouts and 2-0 in title bouts, John L. Sullivan. Move ahead to the 2nd round here. And there at the very beginning of the round, a big shot by John Sullivan sends Dwight Cooper back to the ropes. He's got him on the run. Way to begin the 2nd round. Already getting the challenger on the run. The champ's looking to get an easy victory here. And another big right hand and a body shot sends Dwight Cooper down. And the tides are already in the champ's favor here early in the fight. What a shot to the body that sends the challenger down. The ref begins the count. See if Dwight Cooper can raise up, gets up and raises to his feet. And there comes back and another big right hand rocks him. Dwight Cooper doesn't know what he at or what he's doing right now in this one. And now we move again to the 4th round for some more action. And here we see the champ get the challenger backed up and lands a huge right hand that rocks him, and then a left to the body, and down goes the challenger. The champ is looking strong here in this one. What a shot by the champion. Down goes Cooper. The ref begins the count. Cooper's trying to get back to his feet, and he is not able to get to the count in time, and that is it. A knockout victory. Was unable to get up in the 10 required seconds, and that is it for Dwight Cooper. And John L. Sullivan gets another victory, remains undefeated, and is still the heavyweight champion of the world. What a huge victory for him. And he is looking to be a dominant force here in this division and a force to be reckoned with. Can anybody step up and challenge this man? And we're going to look at the judges' scorecards, and Sullivan was ahead on all 3 judges' scorecards, and Cooper just was not completely outclassed in this one by the champion. What a victory for Sullivan. And our heavyweight champion remains John L. Sullivan, as he gets a full year under his belt as the heavyweight champion of the world. And now our next match, we see Jack Johnson going up against Bald Bull. This will be a good heavyweight eliminator matchup. And Jack Johnson comes in with a record of 36-1 with 31 big wins by knockout, and is looking to become the #1 contender, and he'll be going up against Bald Bull, who comes in with a record of 35-5 with 30 big wins by knockout, and is one of the hardest hitting fighters here in the division.
Get him, Sullivan!
And here in the first round, Jack Johnson comes out swinging and stands up to Bald Bull and sends him down with a big shot to the body. What a shot there by Johnson. Stands up to the bull charge, and down goes Bald Bull. The bully has been knocked down, but he's able to get back up. And we're going to move ahead to the 4th round now. And Bald Bull and Johnson are tied on the scorecards, and a big left hand by Jack Johnson, big left uppercut, and then the big right to the body sends Bald Bull down. You have to be able to stand up to the bull charge if you want to be able to beat Bald Bull. And there Jack Johnson does a masterful job standing up to the bully, but Bald Bull's able to get up to his feet, trying to land the big shot, and is able to rock Jack Johnson with a big left hand. And for the first time, Jack Johnson is on the defense. And then we move ahead to the 5th round now. And there, another huge right hand by Bald Bull sends Jack Johnson, and a body shot sends him down. And now Bald Bull is looking to get his way, and the momentum has shifted over to Bald Bull here in this fight. Let's see if Jack Johnson can get back up, gets up the count of 5, and then Bald Bull tries to come and land the big shot and misses, and then a huge shot rocks him instead, and there down he goes. Once again, Jack Johnson stands up to the bull charge and is able to hit him in the gut, and down goes Bald Bull, and the ref has seen enough. That is it. Bald Bull has been knocked out again by Jack Johnson here in this one, and there he is, our winner, Jack Johnson, and has secured himself as the strong #1 contender with a bullet with this victory. Everyone else in the division has to look up to him, and he should be getting a shot at the champion sometime next year. You gotta believe it. There's a look at the scorecard. It was a relatively close fight, but Johnson gets the victory. And now we'll move on to our final fight of the year, and we have Jack Dempsey versus Don Flamingo. And Jack Dempsey comes in with a record of 26-1 with 24 big wins by knockout, looking to avenge the loss he suffered in his last one. And he's going up against Don Flamingo with a record of 22-5 with 9 wins by way of knockout. Big one here.
Me llaman Don Flamenco.
And we move ahead in action to round number 5. And here you can see the Manasseh Mauler gets a huge right hand, looking to land the haymakers. And Don Flamingo's covering up. His defenses are able to get him out of trouble there. But Jack Dempsey continues on the assault, trying to land the big shot. See if he can get to him. Don Flamingo trying to fend him off. And there, huge left hand by Don Flamingo. His famous left uppercut nails Jack Dempsey. And that is it, folks. A one-shot knockout ends this fight. He's known for his uppercuts, and there he goes. Landed a huge one on Jack Dempsey. And that is huge. What a huge upset victory by Don Flamingo. The up-and-coming Jack Dempsey has struggled here in the year of 1920 in the heavyweight division. And so that is it. We have witnessed a full year of boxing here in the 1920s. 1920 has come to an end, and the heavyweight champion is celebrated left and right all throughout the streets. He is considered a hero to all the people, and everybody wants to be like John L. Sullivan, the heavyweight champion of the world. And there he is. And how long will his reign remain? That is yet to be seen. Well, that is my video for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be seeing you in the next one. Take care, everybody.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, we got merch store. If you want to take a little piece of the show with you, you can get it right here. We got everything. You want some Mikey J stuff? We got the Mikey J Productions for you. So take a chance and stop by. We'll take care of you.